Athens Tech is proud to present Achieving Success, a conversation with Lynn Stanfield, the owner of Stanfield Air Systems. We would also like to gratefully acknowledge the help of both Stanfield Air Systems and Lynn Stanfield in producing this video.
I've been asked to talk a little bit about what those of us on my side of the desk look for when we're hiring people. And I have some things that I've picked up over the last 35 years of my working life that I think make sense to me and probably will make sense to you. First thing that I need to encourage you to do is to be yourself. If you try to emulate somebody else in an interview, all you're doing is kidding you. It shows people, it can tell when you're leveling with them and when you're not. And when you don't be yourself, it's a little bit like lying. If you start lying, you got to remember what you've told everybody so you don't get caught in that lie. If you're yourself, the answer is always going to be the same. Another point that I would encourage you to do is to be honest. Don't try to hide anything in your background. Your employer is going to find out. Much better that you tell him up front than have him find out the hard way. Next thing I think you need to do is to enjoy what you're doing. Anybody who is successful likes what they do. Been my observation in life that everybody is about as happy as they decide they want to be. So you might as well decide you're going to be happy, you're going to enjoy your job, and do it. I think everyone needs to set goals. Obviously, if you're seeking a job, your first goal is to get a job. Then after you get it, I think you ought to establish other goals. What do you want to be doing in 1 year? What do you want to be doing in 5 years? And what do you want to be doing the rest of your life? I think it's important that you do this. And I think it's important that you physically write down those things that you want to accomplish. And when your ardor wanes a little bit, go back and read what you have established as your goals and achieve them. You've got to continually improve your knowledge. If you quit learning at this stage in your life, you're going to be running back down the same ladder you came up. If you look at yourself and your knowledge as a bucket, all the knowledge you got is in this bucket called your brain. If all you do is let it run out of that bucket, you don't put any more back in it, you're not going to grow. You're not going to progress. You're not going to be the best that you can be. And I think you owe that to yourself, to your families, to be the best that you can be. You're paying the penalty of success when you get up in the morning and go to work. Why pay the penalty if you're not going to achieve success? You've got to always support your company. If you can't support your company, get out. Go someplace where you can. Your company may not always be right, but the decisions that are made with more knowledge than you're going to have at your possession. So you've got to support it. In this same vein, never go sideways. If you've got a problem with your boss, you need to take it up with your boss, with him, or his boss. It does no good at all to tell your fellow worker that this SOB is not treating me fairly. What you achieve when you take that approach is that you're already unhappy, and in 15 minutes you've got him unhappy. Two unhappy people don't make one good employee. So never go sideways. And the last thing I'd tell you is that you must always remember the economics. The economics is a very, very simple, short thing. If you're going to make a living for an organization, you've got to make them some money. Businesses run on profit. If a business pays you everything you earn, then they have no money to grow on. You've always got to earn the company more money than they pay. That's the flat economics of the situation. Has to be there. You've got to make the company money or they cannot afford to hire you. That's difficult at times to see this if we take a service mechanic and he is working for an organization that's charging, let's say, $35 an hour for a service call. And at the same time, they may be paying this serviceman as little as $7 an hour. That doesn't mean, by any stretch of the imagination, that the business is making $28 an hour. In our own particular case, those figures aren't too far out. And we average about $1.28 an hour profit on $35 service call. So there's not a whole heck of a lot pardon me, of room in there. $1.28 is all the room there is. So that never forget the economics of the situation. When you get hung up, if you don't know, it's no crime to say, I don't know. What is a crime is to say, I know, and goof something up, and then have to have it corrected. Almost every organization has someone who can help you over those hills where you don't have knowledge or experience to get over. Seek that out when it's necessary. Don't make a practice of asking about everything that needs to be done, but never shy away from getting information. Those are points that have kept me in good stead over the years. Many of them I learned the hard way about. I hope that they'll help you in your endeavors to both get a job and improve yourself in it. Thank you. And I think you owe that to yourself, to your families, to be the best that you can be. You're paying the penalty of success when you get up in the morning and go to work. Why pay the penalty if you're not going to achieve success?